Hey teacher, have you ever noticed how easy it is to spot what's going wrong? The missing homework, the tough email to the parent, the behavior that just won't shift, the meeting that drained you, the to-do list that somehow kept growing instead of shrinking. It's not that you're negative, it's that life is just loud. But goodness is often quiet. And if we're not careful, we can walk out of school carrying the loudest thing instead of the truest thing. In Psalm 27:13, David says, I will remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Notice he says, I will see. That's intentional. That's trained vision. That's expectation. Seeing God's goodness isn't passive, it's practiced. In Philippians 4:8, Paul tells us, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely. Think about such things. He doesn't say pretend everything is fine. He says choose where your mind rests, because what we rehearse, we remember, and what we remember, we carry. Hey teacher, what if today you trained your eyes not to ignore the hard? We can't ignore it, but instead look for where God is working. Maybe it's the student who finally blended that word after weeks of trying. Maybe it's the quiet thank you from the parent. Maybe it's the coworker who slipped coffee into your room. Maybe it's the child who needed extra grace, and God gave you enough to give it. In Lamentations 3:22 and 20, it says, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his mercies are new every morning. New mercies, not just for the students, for you. Here's a simple tool I want to give you. It's called 3 Good Things. Before you leave school, or even sitting in your car before you pull out of the parking lot, write down 3 things. 1 small win, 1 meaningful student moment, 1 evidence of grace. They don't have to be big. In fact, the smaller, the better. Because what you're doing is training your eyes. And over time, something shifts. You start walking into your building looking for goodness instead of bracing for frustration. You start noticing growth instead of gaps. You start leaving lighter. This doesn't mean your classroom isn't hard. It doesn't mean that there aren't real challenges. It simply means darkness doesn't get the final word. In Psalm 34:8, it says, taste and see that the Lord is good. You can't taste something you refuse to notice. You can't see something you aren't looking for. So today, train your eyes. Look for the goodness. Expect the mercy. Notice the grace. It's there. Let me pray for you. Lord, thank you for the teacher listening right now. You see every unseen moment. You see every small act of faithfulness. Help them train their eyes to see where you are moving. On the hard days, steady their hearts. On the ordinary days, open their eyes. Let them see your goodness in the land of the living, even inside their classroom. Amen. If this encouraged you today, subscribe and join me again. We're walking through this journey together. And if this message touched your heart, leave a comment below or let me know how I can pray for you.